It's still hot here in the southern United States. It's early in the morning and I'm pouring sweat out here testing this metal detector. But I want to talk to you guys about recovery speed. And recovery speed on the Manticore, it applies to other brands, XP Deus 2, Nocta Legend. It goes across the board with all the detectors that have adjustable recovery speeds. I seen a video the other day and a guy was talking about that he had a buddy and he was running a lower recovery speed. His buddy was running a higher recovery speed and he found a signal and his buddy come over to check it and his detector couldn't see it. Manticore to Manticore, same program, same settings, etc., etc. And that is true. A lower recovery speed makes this detector deeper. And a higher recovery speed makes the detector faster. And there's a trade-off with both. So the warning is not just about a fast recovery speed, the warning is also about a low recovery speed. So we're going to look at the gold coin in between the two nails, very simple demonstration of a low recovery speed and the dangers of a low recovery speed versus the dangers of a high recovery speed, and where do we meet in the middle to gain, because metal detecting is a game of odds. A lot of times you only have one time to go through a site or you have limited time to detect. Now it is true that you could go back behind a low recovery speed with a super fast recovery speed, find some stuff, vice versa. That is true. But what on the metal detector gives you the best odds first time through of picking the targets out? A super low recovery speed, super high recovery speed? Site dependent. Are you in heavy iron? Are you in open, cleaner ground? Well, those things are all dependent or determine whether your recovery speed will be. But I have a solution that I try to follow this principle if it's my first time in a site, etc., etc., or if I have limited access to the site. But anyway, let's look at it real quick. So super low recovery speed. There's actually a couple of Minelab people that recommend super low recovery speeds. I don't run a super low recovery speed, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. I would do that if I was in a place where it's clean ground and I was looking for 1 foot objects, but most of the time my ground is polluted. So I do not run a super low recovery speed. And this is actually a video of why. So I know that there's been things in the past from other Minelab people that have talked about running way down super low recovery speed. There's the gold coins you guys can see. Very tough test. We're running a machine in a low conductor, all-terrain low conductors, nothing special here going on. Recovery speed at 6. Discrimination pattern. We're gonna just put stabilizer is off. So everything's, you know, nothing serious going on here. Mainly what we want to look at is a recovery speed of 7. All right, guys, I'm going to show you something. Wide open, 8 recovery speed. 3 recovery speed, like the gentleman showed in his test, with a stick and a quarter on a nail. 0 recovery speed. 6. 6 is like to where I try to run the first time through. This is a very challenged target. So 6 is like to where I like to run, or 5 sometimes. But 5 and 6 and possibly 7 in the thick iron. Now let's talk about that just for a minute. All right, guys, it is true that a higher recovery speed takes away depth. That is a fact. But a lower recovery speed will fail to stop you sometimes in heavy iron trash. So as metal detecting is a game of odds, I like the middle road sometimes, 5, 6, and 7. I never run a 3 in ferrous trash. I think you're spitting in the wind and wasting your time doing that. Will you find a deep target that 6, 7, or 8 will not find? You might. But playing the game of odds and dealing with multiple targets under the coil, which one, according to this test, has the better odds of actually alerting you to stop? 6, 7, or 8, or 3, 2, 1, and 0. So I'd really never go below a 5 on the Manticore as far as running recovery speed. I've seen that guy over across the pond try to pushed this crap out too some time ago, you know, years ago, about that with the Equinox. Dude, the test don't lie. If it doesn't sound off on the machine, or you have to swing the machine at a speed like this right here, are you bound to get tired of doing that and make a fatal error and swing the machine too fast? Yes. So not only does the faster recovery speed give you more of advantage on average, I'm not saying that a lower recovery speed will not ever benefit you some, but on average, a higher recovery speed in fair's trash or in multiple targets linked together will give you a higher odds of actually hearing the target and stopping on it. Now, which are there? Are there more 12-inch silver dimes buried? Or are there more 2-inch to 8-inch silver dimes mask? You know, in the odds that I've seen in my metal detecting career, by far the 2 to 8-inch outweighs the 12-inch dimes. Actually, I've dug very few 12-inch coins. I've dug hundreds of coins above 9 inches. So which one in playing the odds do you want to do? That's a question for you. How much depth does it affect? Well, we can go around the test garden, but I'll tell you this, in my soil, a 6, 7, and even an 8 will hit deep stuff, but the 6 and 7s is really still deep, and I'm hitting 1 foot $half with a recovery speed of 6 with ease with this machine. This machine is super deep, so just keep that in mind. Slow recovery speed or high recovery speed or middle of the road recovery speed. You decide, but I believe a middle road and a higher recovery speed in heavy iron trash gives you the best odds. Is it the end-all, end-all? No, there's different ways to hunt different sites that may unlock a find, and you may do that with a lower recovery speed too sometimes. But in the game of odds, middle of the road to higher in fair's trash, my opinion. Comment below.